Good morning, Run Talks. Welcome to another episode of another show. I'm actually recording podcast interviews for my launch on the 26th of May. The Massless Men podcast coming soon. Practicing that little intro. So today I want to talk to you about what are you doing to get your needs met? You know, this conversation really comes off the back of a podcast episode that I recorded yesterday where I was interviewing a coach who works with men over 40. And he found that particularly men who move above the age of 40, they end up with that little bit of a rubber ring around their stomach, the dad bod. And what happens is life becomes very busy. You have kids, you have extra responsibilities, you've got a relationship you've got to hold together, you feel like you've got to provide for your family. Life is very busy. And what happens is we don't do things for ourselves. And when it comes to the nice guy, and you've probably heard me talk about nice guy syndrome, one of the number one traits of a nice guy is he doesn't do things for himself. And this is one of the biggest shifts I made this year. What I did is I started taking like a little bit of an inventory about where it was I did things for me. And what I discovered is I'd focus a lot of my efforts externally. I'd be doing things for other people. Someone would ring me, can you help me with this? Yeah. Someone messaged me on Facebook, yeah. Helping lots of other people. Doing things for everybody else. But never really doing things for me. And I thought to myself, you know what, I do look after myself. But then when I really did this little bit of an audit and took stock of what I really did for me, there was very, very little I did to help me take care of my needs. And so what I started to do is ask myself the question, in this situation I'm in right now, where let's say, an example, Vicky's offering me a massage, what would I do if I loved myself? What would I do if I loved myself? And I did things for me. See, one of the biggest things of nice guys is they find it hard to receive. They find it hard to receive things from other people. They say things like, oh, no, I'm good. Don't worry about it, no problem. But it is a problem. And you know it's a problem. And it would be wonderful to have a massage. It would be wonderful for someone to treat you. It would be wonderful for you to get your needs met. But at some point in your life, you've learned that trying to get your needs met or asking for what you want is a bad thing. It's painful. And so as a result, you don't tend to do things for yourself. You don't tend to ask things of other people, whether that be in the bedroom during sex, whether that be in your career, asking for that promotion, whether that be in business, asking for the sale, whether that be asking for the massage, paying things, treating yourself. You don't do it, and the reason you do it is the nice guy syndrome comes from some kind of time in your life where you had a need for something and you were left alone and that need was unmet. And so what you do is you associate getting your needs met as being some kind of painful thing. And so what you do is you develop the coping strategy of, if I do everything for everybody else, if I help other people meet their needs, and I become a fixer and a helper, because that's what nice guys typically are, then indirectly my needs will get met. The problem with this is it doesn't happen. And with nice guys, what they tend to do is they feel guilty about it. They feel guilty about getting their needs met. And the reason they feel guilty about trying to get their needs met is because they don't want to look bad. They don't want to look selfish. On this podcast, we were talking about how men often think that, oh, it's selfish to want to do things for yourself. It's bad because I've got this responsibility to my family and my partner and my life. And yeah, there is a responsibility as a father and a mother. At the same time, though, one of the things I said is that what's going to happen in your relationship, what kind of example you're going to be for your children if your needs aren't met, you're unfulfilled, you're unhappy, that overflows into your relationship. Your children see what a healthy relationship is like. That impacts your children because you find yourself getting angry about the smallest of things with your kids uncontrollably. You're pissed off at work. That's bloody overflowing into the people you work with, your friendship. You become known as someone who just moans, or you just bottle it all up and suppress it and suppress it and suppress it, which a lot of guys do. And the result is you find yourself having an internal war inside. You probably experience some kind of anxiety or anger because you have not addressed getting your needs met. So what do you do about this? Well, I'm going to give you some bad news. That when it comes to getting your needs met as a nice guy, you're going to experience anxiety. And if you haven't watched my video on anxiety, go and watch it somewhere in my library of videos. You're going to have to push through it, because if you want to create an extraordinary life, if you want to overcome nice guy syndrome, if you want to get your needs met and have all you want in love, sex and in life, there is going to be anxiety, and it's perfectly normal. It's human. Except for nice guys, there is more anxiety because you're going against something that you've spent your whole life avoiding. The first step, though, I'd say, is to take stock of how you're caring for yourself. How are you getting your needs met? And some areas to look at are you working out? Do you do fitness? Because that's an expression of self-care or self-love. When was the last time you got a massage? When was the last time you treated yourself to some nice clothes? Or some nice shoes? When was the last time you took a break? A holiday, a weekend away? Obviously, given the current situation, that's very difficult. When was the last time you spent time just to be with yourself? When was the last time you went and got, in my case, maybe my beard trimmed? When was the last time you got yourself a nice haircut? When was the last time you invested in your education? Did something you really wanted to do? When was the last time you hired someone to mentor you in your business, or a coach to help you through some of your problems? When was the last time you ate something or did something that you've always wanted to do? You ate some food that you really like. How are you eating? What's your health habits? All of these are indications of how much you value yourself and how much you love yourself, your own self-worth. And the nice guy typically suffers with self-worth because he's never asked to get his needs met. He's never asked for the things he wants. So that would be the first step I'd take. Take stock of where you are caring for yourself. And then look and ask yourself, what can I do today which is an expression of self-care, of self-love, and then just go and do it. Just go and do it. And the more you do this every single day, I go running every day, I meditate, I eat the right foods, I look after myself. It's all an expression, an acknowledgement of self-love, and a demonstration to myself on a completely unconscious level that I am enough. And the more you do it, the more you believe it. And the more you believe that it's possible to actually get your needs met in love, sex, and in life.